welcome. So, let me just make sure I got the camera at the right angle here. It's a little bit of a delayed start. Yeah, you're gonna have to live with a wonky angle. Oh, right. Actually, maybe there's a better way to... we're off to a rough start. My regards. Maybe something like that. Boy, this is brutal. Apologies, everybody. Everybody watching in the future, because nobody's here right now. Yeah, this is not going quite how I expected. Okay, got it autoflip. There we go. Well, that was silly. All right, do a second intro. Okay, yep, and we're getting right into it because I was trying to build this kit as quick as I could today. I don't have a whole lot of time to hang out, but I haven't been streaming in a long time, so I wanted to. So here we are. Well, as usual, I've got, if the kit comes with instructions, I hang them up here in front of me so I can read, whatever they recommend doing. And this kit did in fact come with them, as you saw. And step one is install the resistors. R2 and 3, 10K, R1 and 6, 5.1, R4, 470K, R5, 1K. So, we'll go in order for the sake of nothing really, just going in order. I wonder what that's for. We'll find out when the time comes. So, the first thing they mentioned was R2 and 3, which is 10K. Ooh, and oh wow, they even labeled these. This is nice. Oh, and the focus. Any of you guys who saw older live streams of me know I've been dealing with a lot of camera issues. So here's the metal that we'll be processing. Forgot to mention that. We're building an upgraded electromagnetic processing kit. And here's the metal that we will be processing. We'll leave it at that. If you know, you know. Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, so all these components separated so I can see them all. Anyways, 10K, R2 and R3. There's the 10K. Interesting, but I have 3 resistors. It's only, is R2 and R3 maybe printed? R2 and R3. No, it's only printed once. This is not boding well, but I'm just gonna pretend that I didn't see that and we'll dive right on in. Our soldering iron is all warmed up, and oh yeah, and I forgot to turn on the chat. There we go. So anyways, where is R1 and R2? I'm sorry, R2 and R3. We're off to a rough start here. All right. Oh, my flex is getting old, so I really gotta give it the beans. It's solidifying in the syringe. So, lots of stuff in the works. I got a, let's see, I put out the kayak video, which turned out to be kind of disappointing, to say the least. That was not, I don't know. It wasn't how I expected it to turn out. Oh man, I forgot to change tips. Boy, the trouble. I'm gonna have to rename my channel to Trouble with Tips, because that's how this seems to happen here. I totally forgot. Oh no! I totally forgot to put my super fine tip on for handling these super fine wires, but I'll make it work. as always. It's good enough. At least it's not massive like this one. Ooh, look at that focus. Okay. So anyways, the kayak video, yes. Big disappointments all around. That was one of my worst received videos in my channel's history, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I get the flux on there after this. Flux comes second, don't you know? Oh no, I've made a... Oh no, I've made a massive mistake. My cutting shears are outside in my car. Alright, I'm gonna run out there and I'll just keep talking to you about the disappointing kayak video. As I mentioned, it was one of the worst received videos in the history of my channel. I ended up getting 0 comments, and where did I leave those things? Oh, okay, never mind. I guess I just didn't even bring them home from work. Yay. Well, anyways, I got 0 comments. I got it's got like 200 and something views. Let's just say 250. So I got like 250 views, 0 comments, 3 3 thumbs up, and a thumbs down. So pretty poor reception. But you know, I wanted to get that project out there because my plan is that it's going to be increasing with every iteration. You know, it's not just that's it, it's built and done. I am trying... Sorry, I gotta stop talking so I can think about where my tools are. Oh, what a disaster. I was telling myself, well, I don't have quite enough free time to do this, but I think I can build this specific kit quickly. Famous last words. I didn't even bring my flesh cutting shears home. Awful. Well, anyways, the kayak kit. So the intention behind this, I have several projects that I'm doing this with, is that the first iteration is, you know, pretty boring, as in, you know, those pumps are, well, they're pumps. You know, they're not meant to be to push a kayak or any other boat through the water. They're meant to, you know, move water in pipes. Oh boy, this is a rough start. Anyways, so of course they're gonna perform poorly. Of course they're gonna perform poorly. They are not designed for the task I put them up to. So that's the first iteration, right? And then next summer, when the weather's nice again, I'll come out with another video where I don't know exactly, I'm either gonna get bigger pumps than what the ones I used and see what the increase is in thrust and speed. Or I'm just gonna jump right to building my own jet pump style thrusters. And that'll be the next iteration of the project, which I'm sure will be a lot more interesting than, you know, the unbelievably loud and and slow water pumps that I used. Yeah, so that project's done for the year. Man, I cannot believe I left my shears at work and didn't even pick up on it until after I started streaming. What a disaster. So I gotta use these things. Because, you know, naturally I have all my tools at work, so I just buy a few cheap generic things to keep at the house. For instances like this, where I completely forgot that I needed them and just left them there. It's actually kind of irritating because I have a secondary set at this house. At my house. I don't know where the hell they are. Oh well. So, we got our first two resistors down, R2 and R3. Next one is R1 and R6, 5.1. 5.1. There's 5K1. R1, R6. R1 down here, R6 up here. Okay. Scoozy. So there's R1, just enough. Where's R6? Up there. So that'll be those two. Whoop. Okay. So we talked about the kayak. After the kayak, I'm not sure which video is coming next. I'm working on both of them at the same time, but I am redoing, it's kind of turning into a tradition here on the channel. I am making my ink again, which is something I've been doing every year for a while now, but last year was the first time I made a video about it, and I'm in the middle of making another video about it this year. And my plan is, again, kind of like the kayak video, I'm just going to change the way I approach the situation, make the video a little bit different. I can add this different information that I didn't put in the last video, I can put in this one, and add on to information that was in the last video, and stuff like that. And also I plan on changing some of the ingredients that I use, like changing the source of my iron, because in the past I've used steel wool and I dissolve it in vinegar. Well, this year I still plan on using, oh wait, no, I'm not using steel wool. This year I'm going to be using powdered iron out of used up hand warmers. Those use iron powder to generate the heat with a chemical reaction. So when they're all used up, you just got a bunch of powdered iron, you just got a bunch of rusty iron in powdered form left over. And in my head, I haven't like done any research on this, but it just seems to me that iron in powdered form will dissolve much easier, and I'll get more of bang for my buck, so to speak. So I plan on still using the vinegar as my acid, but instead of steel wool, I'm gonna use this powdered iron. And a few other things, I don't want to give the whole video away, but that's another project I'm working on. Whew, I gotta get some more practice doing two things at once here. I can hardly talk and do anything with my hands. So now we've got our first couple resistors down. We're moving on to R4, which is all by itself. R4 is a 470K. There we go. Where's R4 on the board? Right here. So, yeah, so I did some filming just today, as a matter of fact, on the Acorn video, the Acorn Ink video. So I've collected my acorns, and I'm about to grind them things up, start the multi-day boiling process. It's kind of it's a big project to shoot. As far as time is concerned, it's like about a month of things, not like working 8 hours a day every day for a month, but it takes a lot of little things here and there over the course of a month to do that project from start to finish. Oh yeah, speaking of long projects, also I've got my wood splitter project, which is another video that I put the first iteration of out about a year ago, or maybe it was 2 years ago. Honestly, it might have been 2 years ago. Oh, geez, now that I'm thinking of it, it might have been 2 years ago with my Acorn Ink video too, but regardless of how long it's been, I'm putting out the second iteration of it, and I ran into a wild problem with my wood splitter, which is very disappointing because I need that to run to heat my house for the winter, so it's kind of important. And I'm filming the video, getting it ready for work, as the last video was titled, cleaning the carburetor, moving out any mice that had moved in during the summer, and all that kind of stuff. Summarizing it, basically, even though technically I'm getting it ready for the winter season. Getting it ready for service. It's a more coherent way to say that. So yeah, I'm in the process of doing that, and I'm filming it to make this video. And I notice one of the valves, well, the motor is stuck. That's how I first came across the issue. The motor will only turn so far, and then there's something solid that you hit, and the motor can't turn over anymore. And, that's not really a good sign. But when I first ran into the issue, I was like, oh, mice move in there every year. It's probably just the mice. Oops, dropped that. So I assumed that the mice had brought something in with them that had fallen into on the flywheel, there's fan blades, because it's an air-cooled engine, like 99% of small engines. And I assumed they brought something in that had fallen into the fan blades, and that's why the engine would turn so far and then stop. Well, turns out that isn't what's wrong with it. I don't know if I want to spoil it. I think I already did, actually. If anybody's actually paying attention, I'm pretty sure I already spoiled it, but hold on. I can't do two things at once here. R5 is done, so now we're moving on to the diode D1, which 1N4148 diode D1. I don't think that's what this is. What is this one? 2EZ9, 1D5. Oh. Oh, I was right. I mean, I was wrong. I had it completely backwards. This 2EZ9. 2EZ9, Zener, D2. This is D2, this was D1. Okay, so let's crack on with that. I gotta keep... I don't know why this isn't staying on for me, but oh well. Oh, I'm such a fool. This is D1. Feels like I'm all mixed up. It's Requiem for a Dream. So anyways, D1, which is the IN414 classic diode. Got them all mixed up there. Yeah, so basically, long story short, my wood splitter is not in a good way, and I've gotten down to where now I have to choose between I either run the wood splitter in its damaged condition and just, because it will run, I've got it to the point where it will run now the way it is, but not a good idea to run it. Let's leave it at that. So if I did do that, it's basically a big risk, and I just have to hope that the problem doesn't get any worse until I've split all my wood for the winter, which is unlikely. Let's put it that way. So my only other option, though, is to... I have... let's see, how many do I have? I have the one on the wood splitter. Then I've got 2 under a tarp outside that are not in great condition. And then I've got 1, so I got 4 total. I have one that's been in my shed for probably like 7 years now. And it was partially restored when I got it, and I kind of finished restoring it, although I didn't get it like fully running. I just put the head back on and did some other stuff and sealed it up and made sure that it turned over and all the things that a motor is supposed to do, and it did. So I just kind of left it there for the last 7 years, and now I'm wondering, should I take it out? Oh man, making mistakes, son, making mistakes. I don't know if you guys see that, but I put the first diode in backwards. Grumble, grumble. That's the that's the bad one to put in backwards too. Oh man. Oh, it's a disaster. Alright. Which one was that? That would be this one right here. Go ahead and suck that up. Come on to this one. Suck that up. Alright, now there's just a little bit of friction holding it in place. Wow. All right. Let's try that again, huh? Shall we? Is this even the right diode? I don't even know anymore. No, I kid. IN414 classic glass. Little diode. D1, as they say. IN41 in D1. Oh boy. So anyways, I was talking about the absolute state of my wood splitter, and a state it is in. So that's the point I'm at in filming and editing. I've basically started to clean the wood splitter up and get it ready, and then I found out that it was a little more serious than I had originally anticipated, and now I'm stuck with, do I run it as it is and hope if the problem doesn't get worse, or do I take the time and energy to swap it out with this other motor, which is a bit of an unknown. I don't know for sure that my pump will bolt up to it properly. I don't know for sure that it will, give me a full season of uninterrupted service. I can only test and say, yeah, the coil's fine, the gear train's fine, the rings are fine, valves work fine. It'll probably be all right, but it's just not a guaranteed thing. And since I'm gambling with, or since this decision affects my heat for the winter, it's, not something I'm taking lightly. So I gotta do some stinking before I can, before that video is gonna be finished. Probably, with that ramble out of the way, we can assume that I will probably put out the Acorn Inc. video next, and then the wood splitter video after that. And then who knows what project I'll do once those two are out of the way. So let's see, where are we here? Put the diodes in the correct way, because I'm so smart. So, yeah, that's in. We got our resistors in, we've got our diodes in. And next they recommend putting in a transistor and 3 LEDs. So let's see, out of these transistors, are they all the same? Nice, light quality is not so good. How about I just read them all off to you? So this one, S9013, S9013, S9013. Pretty sure they're all the same. So, where did it tell me to put them all? Oh, wherever the Q's are, right? I would imagine. Just install blah blah blah. S903 transistor. Yeah, Q1, Q2. So Q1, Q2, and obviously the flat side of the transistor goes to the flat on the silk screen. Go ahead and pull this leg back. Oh yeah, I got. That's the one tool I do have, so I should probably use it. Make my life a little easier. Oh boy, that went a little too far to the end. I should have used the fatter part of that to get these legs the proper spacing, but that works. So let's go ahead and fire in Q1. And honestly, now I'm wondering, maybe I should put all these... I wish I had better pictures of the finished project. Nah, I'll keep going the way I'm going. We'll put them in. I was wondering if I should solder in all the components at their highest point, since I don't have my flush cutters. So I'm gonna have a bunch of nasty protrusions on this project. I don't know. Ain't gonna look good. Maybe I can just kind of half-assed jank, as you might say, assemble it, and outside of its case, and then to finish it off, when I come home from work Monday, I'll bring my flush cutters, trim this thing up, make it look nice, then I can put it in the box. We'll see. Alright, next is Q2. Right? Yep, Q2. I believe there's only... Yeah. I gave a bunch of extras. Very interesting. Usually the Chinese kits I buy... Well, actually, usually all of the kits I buy, regardless, they all come with exactly the components you need, or one less than all the components you need. So this is a welcome change, I should say. Let me look at that again. I want the flat side this way, right? So the middle leg goes to the back. And I almost made the same mistake. I want to be further down the pliers so I can make that leg a little farther out. If I use the tip, then it would be a little too close. Q2. And after that diode mistake, I should be triple checking that my flats are on the side they're supposed to be before we make another critical error. Huh. Interesting. The focus is working, but it's just... Anywho, where did I leave off? I was talking... We covered the kayak, the disappointing kayak, the pump thruster project. That was a bit of a disappointment. Nah, that was fun. The reception of the video was a disappointment, but loved the project. That was fun. And plus it laid the groundwork, as I had mentioned before. Lays the groundwork for the future projects where I can build upon the design, Once I built the kayak with a thruster in it, then I can make the thruster better and faster and stronger, and that old Kanye song. So anyways, boy, these, I gotta take one more look for my flush cutters. This is just so disappointing. Man. Especially since I wanted to... Alright, this was a little bit better. I'm glad I took a couple seconds. This is still far from ideal, but it's better. Better is better. Better is good. Oh, yeah. Oh, forget about it, kid. This is so much better. What are you talking about, guy? Look at me go with these things. Snip, 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 snip. On the next one. Snip, next, snip, next. Ooh-wee. Look at this. And all of a sudden, it starts to look like I actually might know what I'm doing. Scary business. Didn't I get these already? Why are these looking so long? Yeah, I did. Oh, it's like hitting the... Oh. Alright, whatever. We're close. We're good enough. I'm trying to get this thing done quick. Okay. That looks... better. Let's leave it at that. So, what is next on the old instruction list? The LEDs. Q1, Q2, and then 3 LED. Install the 3 LED. 9013 arc. I don't know what that means. Note S9013 arc. LEDs are longer pins, connect positive pads. Well, I mean, that's kind of obvious. What the fuck is a S9013? I don't know. But we'll just install the LEDs and think about that later. So, I am going to assume that these are the colors. Oh, and probably 50 and 100% charge, because you're going to charge up the capacitor. So I bet you that's what that's all about. So let's go ahead and put green in first. And remember, LED longer pin connect to positive pad. So go ahead and make sure you're putting LED longer pin connect to positive pad. Wouldn't want to make a mistake there. Yeah, so before I was rudely interrupted by my own ignorance, what was I talking about? We talked about the oh, that's right. I was recalling our conversations, and we talked about the kayak video, we talked about the acorn video, we talked about the wood splitter video. So that's all my projects that I got going on. What you can expect at a future date. Sorry, I'm having a hard time doing two things at once here. LED longer pin to positive. LED longer pin connect to positive pad. I don't know why that's so funny to me. But it is. So we've discussed all of my projects that are in the works and the one I just did. Oh yeah, you know, there is also, boy, I picked up, you guys ever heard of those RayX modules? The, you know, RayX makes a lot of modules, but specifically the, man, I don't even remember what they're called, but they transmit on the LoRa protocol. Sure, you might have seen these before. Oh, did I cover over the little carrier pigeon with my bit of a tangent here? But maybe you've seen these before. They're LoRa modules. They use the protocol, transmit data. And when I can't remember when I first heard of these, but it was claimed that they have a multiple mile transmission range. It was in kilometers. I don't remember what exactly the spec was, but it was multiple miles, which is, I don't know. It's believable if it was like line of sight, but these things operate. I'm pretty sure these things run on 3.3 volts. And VDD. I don't remember what they operate on, but I'm pretty sure it's 3.3. Oh, here's a little logic level shifter. What do I have it set at? 3.3. Yeah, there you go. So they do. They run at 3.3 volts. So, you know, having miles of range on something that's transmitting potentially, well, it's probably watts, microwatts, you know. It's a very tiny amount. It's impressive. Oh, never mind. LED longer pin to positive pad. We're good. Yeah, so I wanted to test those out, and I ran into this. I don't even remember what the issue was now, but when I was, oh boy, that is looking rough. Clean that up a little bit. Well, I forget what the issue was, but I was gonna make a video where I just did a quick demo, tested them out. I have my flipper, which you can hook up. There's pre-made, I don't even remember what they're called. I'm just going to call it an app. There's pre-made apps that you can use, that you can upload to the flipper and use. And one of them is for air quality monitors. These little, I think I got it right. Yep, I do. Right within reach here. This little tiny Planet, I can't remember what the company's called. Planet Tower, there it is. These little Planet Tower particulate matter PM 2.5 sensor. So they measure air quality well, they actually measure how many particles of a certain size are in this, within the chamber that the fan blows them through. And, through measuring that, you can get an idea of the air quality. So what I was going to do is put one of those out in the woods somewhere, and then, like, on the farthest side of my property as I can go, and then with a measuring wheel, just go away from it as far as I can until I lose signal. Because I feel like how far the signal travels in the woods is a little more representative of the actual transmission range. If you're just out in a field seeing how far you can go, it's not really representative of real life. So I thought that would be a good idea for a video, but like I was saying, I ran into some issue, I don't remember what, and I ended up stopping because it had been months since my last video and I needed to put something out. So I moved on, and now I'm deep within these other projects, trying to get the wood splitter and the acorn ink done, maybe this winter. Oh, that's actually a good compromise, because in the winter there's no leaves on the trees, and it'll be that'll give me a little bit of boost on the range, I suppose. We'll see. But anyways, let's get back to this project, because I'm rambling and not building, and it's getting late. It's already, it's 3:11, so 1,500 hours, boy. I gotta move. Install the 6-pin magnetic induction coil at U1. I got an LN. So anyways, so it's got the inductors. There's 3 different inductors on this ferrite toroid. So which one is which? Well, L3 is the coppery. Coppery equals L3. So basically you can deduce pretty straightforward after that point. Coppery equals L3, so the red must be L2. And if I look, oh no, I guess I've got it backwards. Good thing I didn't try my, good thing I didn't trust my deduction skills, because I would have been dead wrong. According to the instructions, coppery is L3, L2 is orange, and L1 is red. So let me go ahead and swap these around and, say a prayer to the electron gods that this is actually the way it's supposed to be, and it's not just a mistake in the in the instructions. All right. L2 is orange. L3 coppery. L3 coppery. So, now that I've discussed my projects in great rambling detail, I wanted to talk a little. I was hoping I'd have some people in chat by this point, but I guess it's been so long since I streamed, I'm not really getting recommended on the lives. I'm sure I'll get my standard 50 to 100 views after I post it, but at this point I was hoping to have some people in chat so I could converse about scheduling. Which sounds kind of boring, but my thoughts, before I make this permanent, L3 is coppery, L2 is orange, and L1 is rojo. So let's go. But yeah, scheduling. So I've been trying all of these different methods, right, of prioritizing things that I need to get done, right? So let me just set the stage for you. I got, just as an example, right? Let me just mention a few things. So I have my wood splitter, the issue with my wood splitter. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that and fix it so I can start splitting wood, because I need wood to heat my house for the winter. And then I've got, other YouTube projects that I want to make, because, I post maybe 1 video a month, and the algorithm is not a fan of that. So I'd like to post more, not just because I, enjoy making the videos, but also because I'd like to see what I can do if I actually, well, that's a whole nother conversation, really, because that's another bit of a conundrum, is that I don't have enough time to produce videos at the quality I'd like to put out. The quality I'm putting out now, I think, is about on par with having 1,000 to 1,500 subs like I do. And if I was to get my videos out there and get more subs and more regular viewers, I would want to put out something of a little higher quality than I do now. So the problem with that is, as I said, I don't have the time to put out videos of that quality, so it's like a catch-22 where, I can't just get more time from anywhere, so I kind of just need to figure out how to up my quality without upping the amount of time it takes, which is a tricky wicket. Anyway, so now we're on step 5. 5 out of 20, by the way. I thought this was going to take me about an hour. We are 41 minutes in, and we're on step 5 out of 20. So, what was positive longer pin of LED connect to positive pad? What? Never mind. I don't know. I forgot how I was saying it, so that joke is ruined. But the longer pin of the capacitor also connect to positive pads, so yeah, I don't know. I ruined that joke. Anyways, oh, that's probably what this adhesive is for, but they don't mention it. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. The double stick stuff's for much later. Okay. Step 5 is to mount this capacitor, and also I'm noticing some wires in this. You come down and see step 5 is like the capacitor is up here. Well, what are these wires? That wasn't part of the. We haven't done that yet. What are you doing? Oh, okay, never mind. It's part of this. It's multiple steps in one. I'm just silly. So my Chang shins, can't forget those bad boys. Keep my Chang shins dry. Go ahead and mount this. Chang shin, I kid. Chang shins are, I've had good luck with them, honestly. I don't think I've ever had a failure of a Chang shin. Usually when I'm making my final iteration of a project, I don't use Chinese components, but... Alright, let me rephrase that. I don't use Chinese companies' components. If Panasonic or Nichicon made something in China, then, I'd try it out for sure. Anyways, so we got that in. Flap it around in the breeze, as Dave likes to say. We're going to leave it that way here on the Jank channel. I gotta, this is a certain level of quality. I can't go above. No, I kid. But I am leaving it that way. So, after mounting the capacitor, they say red wire to K1 and black to K1 negative and K2. I'm a little confused by that. It's a good thing they show in the picture, because when they say connect red wire to K1 positive and the black wires to K1 negative, K2 negative, that S is doing some heavy lifting, because I almost want to say you would connect both ends of the black wire to K2 and K1 negative respectively. But it doesn't look that way in the picture. As a matter of fact, K2 positive isn't used. So I think I'm gonna tear this wire entirely and put the red one on K1 positive. And then, after I make a big old mess, Is that even? I can't even see. I put so much flux in the way I can't even see if the wire is actually in there or not. Yeah, it is. Cool. Whew. So, we'll put the red K1 positive as they asked, and the black wires to K1 negative, K2 negative. So clearly they mean to separate these wires and have them going to nothing, not looping the negative pads together. So that's what I'll do. Boop boop ba-doo. Anyways, yeah, so the scheduling thing that I was talking about, basically the whole root of what I wanted to talk about is prioritizing, right? That's something that I've had such a hard time with streamlining for years. You know, I've done the whole, there's like a fob coop or something, I can't remember what it's called, but there's several methods, not just one or two. There's several different methods of prioritizing tasks. And I've tried many, and you know, it always works great in the beginning, and you're like, oh, this is sweet, this is working out good, but then like a month down the line, forget to fluxify, but then a month down the line, you'll see that next thing you know, you've got a list of nothing but high priority tasks, you know, and then it's like, well, what do I do now if all of my tasks are an A priority? You know, if the logic I use to prioritize tasks have landed all of these tasks as an A priority, well then how am I going to differentiate? I got to now have an even more precise way of splitting up A priority tasks, and now you're spending you know, now you're like wasting time prioritizing when you could be just doing the task. So I don't know, I've had such a hard time that's it, just prioritizing things. Very confusing. But anyways, where are we? We've got K1 positive, K1 negative, K2 negative. And they don't say anything about K2 positive, so we won't touch that. And we're now going to drop this coil on the daughter board. Now they say, why? 16 pins. These two are on the inlet side of our processing unit. Yes. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I'm sure this is incredibly boring. I've got to work on my stage presence. Anyways, yeah, they say that the pins that have the wires bound to them go on the inlet side, which can be determined by the arrow in the words. So we'll go ahead and mount those. Let's get these pins fluxified, at least the ones that matter. I guess they all kind of matter because they're structural, even though there's no windings bonded to them. They do hold the whole thing in place. I suppose that is important. So we'll fluxify and solder them all. Oh boy. That was funny. I wasn't expecting all of that solder to actually come off of the tip. Let's see how fast I can do this. Apologies for the silence. I gotta focus on the task at hand here. Come on, come on, come on. Spread, 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 spread. I guess I didn't flux that one properly. Da-na-na, da-na-na. You know, I almost got a job when I was young. I almost got a job in on an assembly line soldering components at some technologies corporation, but ended up going to work at Target. I was on the flow team, which, if you don't know, those are the people that, well, we used to go in the store late at night when it was closed and unload the shipments, the trailers that come in with all the stuff they sell. We unload the trailers and do what's called bowling, where you throw them out into the aisles and then unload them onto the shelves. Good times. So, now we've got that mounted. What's next? Oh, ooh, ouch. Oh, never mind. Okay, good. They. Now, connect 2 pieces wire on the smaller PCB. Red wire on the left. There you go, they didn't silk screen positive and negative. That's interesting. Red wire on the left. Black wire on the right. Note the wires pass through the 2 holes. Oh, I see what they're saying. Red wires on the left. Black wires on the right. Note that they pass through the holes. What they're talking about. Oh, wow, guys. I didn't realize you guys couldn't see that well. There you go. There's the 2 holes. So they pass the wire, or you're supposed to pass the wire through the bigger hole and then flip it around and solder it to the smaller hole. Which means that you must come up from the bottom, because otherwise you'd have nothing to solder to. So, must be this way. Now, I don't know. I don't like this. Alright. Let's see. Let me just tack this one down. Let's see what it's all about. See how she handles. Go ahead and tack that puppy down. Beautiful. Yeah, see, this is why I was a little confused, but I guess that's alright. I wonder why they do this. I mean, it's not strain relief, because everything's supposed to go in a case. I guess it's just because this sits on top of everything, and it just looks cleaner. That must be the only reason, because it would be a lot easier to just go over the top of the board and then come around the edge, but just makes it look better. Who cares about how it looks? That wasn't funny at all. So, go ahead and mount this side in. We can be done with this. Move on to the next thing, because we're closing in on an hour. Oh, we're barely halfway through. Well, according to the step sheet. I mean, I don't know how long each step takes. Maybe we're more than halfway through, if you consider the time. But anyways, so we are on step 8. We just finished step 7. That is correct. Okay, now they're talking about the box. Remove the acrylic from its packaging. Remove the film. The protective film. You know, I don't think I'm gonna... I see. I have to do this because there's a switch that gets soldered in. Bummer, dude. Alright, well, actually, never mind. I forgot that I got that pair of dikes that are, like, close enough to flush cutters, so I suppose we can do this. Alright, let's... Boy, who are they trying to keep out of here? What's the deal? There we go. Oh, I don't have a burn box. Now, throw it on the floor. Deal with it later. Oh, boy. Okay, good. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but turn on this camera and everything just goes to hell. I can't even peel right. Can't even peel, Jerry. I can't even peel. How many men does it take to peel off a protective film? Oh, just one, but it takes them 3 hours. Alright. Okay, I think we're there. Now, what is the orientation of this bad boy? According to the pictures, rectangles on the left when the switch is backwards. I don't even know. I don't even know what word to use. Upside down. Guys. I don't have a switch. Oh, never mind. There it is. Okay. Forget I said anything. Let's get this thing in here. Okay, lock washes, because this will be. Surely this will be subject to a lot of vibration. We need to have a lock washer on there. Good enough. As a matter of fact, why don't I'll even match up the pin orientation. Beautiful. Oh, wait. Why did they leave? Who cares? We're just moving on. Enough side tracks. So, as I was saying, the wires... Oh, this gets mounted too. I didn't even see those holes. Boy, howdy. This is a lot more involved than I had originally anticipated. So the momentary switch gets affixed to the board. Now we gotta pass these wires on the daughter board here through holes in the acrylic. Would that be... probably gonna need to separate those wires, buddy. Would that be these wires? I think it would. I mean, I'm sorry, would that be these holes? I think it would. Actually, I think you're wrong. I think it's these. Boy, let's get this case all nice and fingerprinted up. That way it looks... I don't know what words to use for how that looks, but it's not good. Aye. Alright. So now we gotta mount that to the other. Mount this thing to that thing. Mount these to those. The long screws. What does it say? Pass 2-wire through hole. Fix small PCB on the top board by way of screw. White isolation column and an M3 nut. Yup. No washers. Okay, so go ahead and... so let's go ahead and put that one through. This is... yeah, this is gonna be a little tricky. That's too small. What I gotta do here is somehow balance these. Yeah, see, because they just fall out because, gravity. And if I hold the board the other way up, then the isolators will fall off. So you can't do that either. So I've got to somehow do this. Maybe I could use 2 fingers for those. I mean, 1 finger for those 2. Yes. Can I use 1 finger for these 2? Kind of. Sorry if it's hard to see what's going on. I had to do a little bit of a balancing trick. And then, once I get this lined up, now I can flip this over. Because now the isolators can't fall. And try. There we go. Get those lined up. Now I need to hold this in place while I get an M3 nut onto each one of these. Very carefully. Because I've already had to do several steps more than once, and I don't want to do any more. Okay. Well, that's good. Where is my soft jaw pliers? They are gone. Oh, nope, they're right in front of my face. I'm just blind. Okay. That one's good enough. That one's good enough. That one's good enough. And that one's good enough. Radical. All right. Oh no, I've... no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Um, oh no. Can I just, excuse me, I'm just trying to, I'd just like to, if I could please, can I just, listen, can I just, I'm just trying to, if I could just, listen. How do I not have, no, that's too sharp. Oh, tweezers, here we go. All right, oh, they angled tweezers, no. All right, here we go. Can I just, I just want to, can I please just, oh, look at that. Woo, that was a close one. I'm gonna have to take that back apart. All right. So I'm assuming, no, these couldn't go to the switch. I'm sure one of them goes to the switch, though. Pass them through, affix this, affix that. 11, connect connect the black wire from the smaller PCB, the daughter board, to any one pin of the momentary switch. How did I know? I think I'm not even... I should. Listen, I know. Listen. I know. Alright, I know. I should trim this wire down a little bit. But we're not going to do that, alright? Because I thought this was going to take me an hour. And it's been longer than an hour, and I'm still like barely halfway through, so... Alright? So... What I'm getting at here is it ain't happening, Chief. Alright? We're just going to twist that wire up into a ball, and then when it comes time to install this thing in the case, we're doing the old crease, crumple, cram routine. I'd like to get that a little closer. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Isn't that kind of silly? Look at this cheap-ass switch. They got this isolation barrier there. I don't think that's dull enough. Anyways. Hot. So, we got that all set up. This other wire, I assume is going to go on a journey. Wait, do they really have it going to the switch? Is that what they're saying? Connect the black wire. Oh, because I have a red... Wait. Oh! Hold on a minute here. They must be talking about a different wire. Connect the black wire from K2 negative. K2 negative. That's this one here, folks. K2 negative goes to the other pin on this. And since they haven't mentioned it, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that this doesn't have to go through any other components, and I can just hook it right up. Go ahead and get that mounted. I'm starting to wonder. It's been an hour. What did I say? K2 negative. K2 negative. Since it's been an hour already, would it be wise of me... Would it be wise of me to leave this project off for a second stream? Wow, is my soldering iron like cranked up, or is that just a really cheap switch? Oh! It's the problem using a cheap soldering iron. The temperature was just kind of, every time I pick it up, I think the temperature just gets a little higher and a little higher. Well, that's a shame. Hopefully the switch is still good on the inside. Nah, it's fine. So, what I was getting at is, as I've been mentioning, we're starting to run out of time, and I don't think we're close to the end. Let's push on. Connect the red wire from the daughter board, that's this bad boy right here, to the K2 positive pad. That's the one that I didn't touch. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and go right in here. And I think what I'm going to do is, instead of, ramble about life and the projects I'm working on now, I'm gonna just try and focus on this. Nah, Nah, see, that's not the point, you know. The whole point of me live streaming is so I can ramble about stuff while I work. And we just kind of get to hang out. So I think maybe, I don't know, let's push through a little bit longer. See where we are. So now we've connected the red wire from the daughter board to K2 positive. Next is that switch, the rocker switch. This bad Larry gets popped in, let's see, right here. Bam. Nice. That was a satisfying fit. I'm just going to assume these two wires go to that switch. No, I'm not. Let me confirm it. Where are we? Affix the switch, top acrylic with its clip. Insert the mounting hole with force, but do not damage the acrylic. Yeah, sure. Sure thing. K1 positive and K1 negative. Both of them go. Oh, that's funny. I wonder why they specify K1 negative, but then they tell you the other wire can go to any pin. Well, there's only one left after. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking single pull, single throw switch. I'm gonna affix it wherever the hell I want, and you can't stop me. Oops. It would probably help if I applied the correct side of my soldering iron. Go ahead and, I forgot. I keep forgetting to fluxify. The fluxification is upon us. The hour of flux. Yoink. Oh no. Let's try that again. Oh man, I am. Oh, this is banjaxed, as they say. Yeah, see that? I think this is just a really top-notch, high-quality switch, and that's why it's just flapping around in the breeze like that capacitor. So, we got all that nonsense done. Now we're on to the battery compartment. Cut and keep about 2 centimeters of wire. See, I just did all of this nonsense without trimming the wires to size. And now you're telling me I should be trimming the wires? Well, you know. See, the reason I'm trying to avoid trimming wires is because, as you might, if you're watching later and you saw the stream, you know that I forgot my flush cutters and my wire strippers at work. And I can't exactly go get them right now, so I'm trying to avoid cutting and stripping wires. But these are small enough I could probably strip them with my fingernails, so maybe I will. Anyways, step 16 is where we are. Cut and keep about 2 centimeters of wires and fix the AA times 2 battery box on the back side of the bigger PCB. Interesting. Affix. Do they mean with some... Oh, yeah, they must... Oh, nice. In my head, I kind of assumed that the heads of the screws were too big for the batteries to... Yeah, they are. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. What is this? What are we doing here, you know? Hold on, let me... Hold on, let me confirm my suspicions. I don't think you can use this box specifically with the never mind. I was wrong. I stand corrected. It is barely, of course you can't see. This wouldn't be a Jank City custom stream if you could see what the hell was going on. But you're gonna have to trust me. It's barely touching both contacts. Both the negative and the positive are like on the edges of the spring and of the contacts, which is disappointing. Made in China. Who'd have thunk it? Do I have Oh, I got the cheap double-sided tape. Maybe I'll go with that. Nah. You know what? We just going for it, fam. Sorry. I apologize. Oh, this is a disaster. Oh, it's a disaster. Would you look at this? Look at the spacing on this. Oh. I can't even. Oh, my face. I can't even show you. It's so. My lighting is of such such poor quality. Please, the lights. Yeah, look at those. Look at those legs. Look at the screws. They're like this. You know, they go into the holes in the battery box, and then they just gotta spread out to get in the holes on the PCB. What did did I make this and forgot about it? Or, did I pay money for this, or did I make it myself, Anyways. So that means I'm just gonna have to use some of my own tape to affix this freaking thing. Affix. 2 centimeters. That's a really tiny amount of wire. I'm gonna more like that. More like 2 millimeters. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know. All I can do is apologize. All right. We'll do the old nail stripping. I think that's enough. It's the heat from the soldering gun. Soldering gun. What year is it? It's soldering iron. Yeah, I think I'll affix those first, and then affix my double-sided tape to the double sides of the battery pack and the board here. Get some fluxification flowing. Pull these wires in close. Tell them I love them. And then we'll go to town. Okay. Lots of fingers here. Boom. Okay, we're coming in hot. Literally. Okay. Let's try and hold the board still, and the battery pack still, and the soldering iron still, and boom. Okay, now. Yeah. You like that? Huh? You see that shit? Alright, where is my tape? I need my double-sided tape. Oh, here it is. Whew, getting stanky up in here. I think I can shut off my second soldering iron. I don't really foresee a need in that thing. You know how it goes. If I didn't turn it on, then I would have nighted it. Okay, so let's cut a length. We're going up. Oh, no! Oh, no! I'm gonna burn my house down. All right. Forget you saw that. I'm affixing my double-sided tape. We're going off script here, as I was saying. We're going off script here. Because remember, the screw holes don't line up, so I can't exactly follow their instructions. Because they have measured once and cut twice. And it's a disaster. All right, there we go. Look at that. Becky, look at that butt. It is so big. Okay. So now, what are we at time-wise? Hour and 15 minutes? Ay. So we got that bolted into place. Now we need to fix bottom acrylic board, copper column, the standoffs. To the copper column by way of the M3s, adjusting the position of the battery box. Oh no. Oh no. That's it. it's adjusted. You can't adjust it anymore. Wait, am I? No, this is. Why am I so confused right now? What am I? Oh. Okay, here's what's going on. I was looking at the opposite end of the acrylic box. Woo-wee. So I thought I could do this in an hour. And I mean, to be honest, I wasn't that far off. It's been an hour and we're done with the soldering. Now I just need to assemble and test this bad Larry. So, how the fuck is this going on? What? Oh. Okay, so I could go either way. Now I see. I once was blind, but for now I can see. For now. Just for now. So I could do that. Or I could put the M3 through the top, and I could put the nice little decorative acorn nuts on the bottom of the box, which I think I'll take that route. So, I got the wrong tip. Boy, I got tip troubles. I have to rename this channel Tip Troubles. Alright, now that I have the right tip in my screwdriver, I'll go ahead and... I just had to check. My confidence is at an all-time low. I just had to make sure I actually had the right screw in my hand. This is an M3, right? Yeah. Alright, there we go. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah, so as I was mentioning before I kind of got down into what we in the biz call crunch time. Sorry. I was talking about prioritizing. Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a boring subject. I keep going back to it because it's so interesting to me, but... who cares? Yeah, so prioritizing. I've been having a lot of trouble with this prioritizing thing. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that again. Because we're almost here. Look at the excitement can be felt in the air. For now, our project is here. I probably should have made sure that it was off first, but look at that. Uh-oh, did I just see a wisp of smoke? I hope not. Probably shouldn't have my fingers anywhere near the pins on this capacitor. Whoa, boy, she's getting charged up. Keep your fucking fingers out of there. That was a bad idea. Yeah, so obviously we're not done assembling, but just trying to keep things interesting because I've run out of things to talk about, and yeah, and it's been an hour and 20 minutes. 50%, good enough. Go ahead and launch this thing. That was cool. That was neat. Wasn't that neat? Alright, let's get this... Bloop. Let's get this thing assembled. So yeah, actually, that's something engaging. I don't know what to choose. If you've been watching this stream after the fact, then you'll know I was talking earlier about the troubles with my wood splitter and how I don't know what I'm going to choose. Now, I got two choices, right? I need... Oh, God's having trouble with the live stream. We're back. I need to have a running wood splitter ASAP because winter is coming and I literally need wood. I need split wood to have heat this winter, so the sooner the better. But the problem is I could run the engine the way it is now, but there's something wrong with it. And if I run it the way it is, then I run the risk of exacerbating the problem. So that's the only reason that I don't want to do that. My only other option, though... Oh, why is this not sitting right? Is it really... it's really because I have to reposition the battery pack? Guys, come on, it's me. What are you... Come on, guys. It's me. What are we talking about here? Come on. Guys, listen. Do you know? It's me, guys. Come on. What are we doing here? Alright. Are we done screwing around? Thank you. How was I? I am so lost. They told me to affix the battery pack with these long little slim boys here. And not only did the holes not line up, but then later on you're supposed to adjust where the battery pack is so that it lines up with the hole in the acrylic. Well, how the hell would I have done that if I bolted it to the PCB? It just wouldn't have been possible. Very odd, very odd. Anyways, so long story short, my wood splitter... what the hell, I'll spoil the video. My wood splitter's got a stock valve, right? One of the intake valves is stuck in its guide. So it's like half compressed, right? So what happens is you go to turn the engine over and it slams into the valve and everything stops because the valve won't go up and the spring won't pull the valve back down. It's just stuck right in the middle where it is. So what I did was I went out and soaked it in penetrating oil several times for a week, the valve guide, I mean. And then I went back to it with, I have a little needle scaler, brought my compressor out there, and I just stuck it to the side of the cylinder head and vibrated the hell out of it to try and loosen the thing up. And it didn't budge, which is not a good sign. You know, bad signs all the way down here. So my next test... Oh, right, I cut these off the battery pack. My next test was to gently rotate the engine until it hits the valve and just keep... Because it's a crank start, if you guys haven't seen this video of the old video of my splitter. It's a really old engine from like the 40s or the 50s. 50s. It's a Wisconsin Teledyne engine from the 50s. 2-cylinder, air-cooled. Got a gear drivetrain that runs an oil pump and the ignition coils and a governor. And it's really, really sweet, reliable engines. And it's hand crank is what I was getting at. So after I let the thing soak for a week several times over in the penetrating oil, the valve guide, I just kind of kept pushing the engine, pushing it up against the valve, up against the valve, up against the valve. And eventually I did push the valve open a little more. So now the valve is stuck fully open, which still is not good, but but I could run the engine this way, which honestly I don't know how, because it's an intake valve. It's really not going to run good. You know, if it was an exhaust valve that was stuck open, it still wouldn't run good because it would have no compression, but at least it would, when the intake valve's closed and it tries to burn the fuel in there, it's not going to blow back out into the carburetor, which is what's going to happen now. Intake valve stuck open, you know, the piston comes up and it ignites the mixture. Well, the intake valve's open, so all that burning exhaust gas can now go right back into the carburetor. So I really don't think that it's gonna run very well at all. So really, with all that said, my only realistic option is to go to one of my other Wisconsin engines, because I have 4 in total, the one that's broken on the wood splitter and 3 others. One of the 3 is in good condition, so I'm thinking that what I will do is finish, because I got it, the person I got it from was trying to restore it, and they made some progress, and then I got it, and I made a little more progress, and then I just kind of abandoned it because, you know, how life goes, you only got so much time. So I kind of just abandoned the project in my shed. So it's just been chilling there. I went out and checked it, and it does have good compression, and it does have the same bolt pattern for the output, which is another tricky part of this situation. Is the hydraulic pump on this splitter is massive. Not literally, I mean in the pressure and the flow rate. It is a massive hydraulic pump. So it needs 20 horse just to run the pump. A minimum of 20 horse just to run the pump. Where was I going with that? Oh, right. So you can imagine that 20 horse is a lot of rotational force. So the mount that it's kind of like this cone basically that goes, if this is the output shaft on the motor, there's a cone that goes over it, and inside there's a lovejoy that hooks on the output of the motor and the input on the pump. So that cone has a 4-bolt pattern which does match the replacement engine that I'm looking at using. However, it does not have these 4 they look like locating dowels, but it's just weird because this isn't a part where you would need locating dowels. So part of me is wondering if those aren't actually there to hold this pump from rotating, you know, because I got 20 horse trying to force the motor. I'm sorry, I got 20 horsepower trying to force this pump to spin counterclockwise. So just these 4 little like 8mm diameter bolts aren't, I don't know if they'll be enough. They probably will be, as long as I don't like shock load it. They'll probably hold it fine, but it's not a guaranteed thing. And that's the long and the short of what I'm getting at, is no matter what I choose, whether I try and run the splitter the way it is, or whether I try you know, I just realized a couple things. I put these pieces in the wrong spots, and also this thing was in your freaking way again. But anyways, I'm kind of damned if you do and damned if I don't, because, you know, I either have to stick with the engine that's on there and risk damaging it further and then being without any wood splitter at all, or then having, you know, during winter having to do this engine swap, or I do the engine swap now, and, you know, who knows what might happen. That might not bolt up right. Well, no, it's gonna bolt up right, but it might not. Those 4 bolts might not be enough to hold it in there, and it might shear the bolts off when I put a big load on it. And, you know, if that happens in winter, then what? Then I'm gonna have to do the engine swap back and then run the bad engine anyways, and it's, I don't know. The more I talk about this, I think it's pretty obvious. I need to do the engine swap first. It just seems like that is the least risk-adverse option. I'm pretty sure that's my best choice. But anyways, we're done. No, we're not done. We're almost done, though. It's so close I can smell it. And it smells like burnt electrolyte and flesh. There we go. Now we're in a nice enclosed box. I don't have to worry about shorting out that capacitor with my moist little fingertips. Oh, my knees are on fire. Been kneeling on a cement floor for an hour and a half. I gotta come up. I think I should come up with a better stream setup. Anyways, for like the 10,000th time that I've said that, this is another kind of interesting thing. I'm noticing that this box is just, let me bring a chair in. My knees are on fire. This box is just kind of snapped together. Oh, never mind. I'm a fool. I'm a foolish fool. This looks like somehow... don't... Oh, I see. Focus. See that little T cut out? The nut sits in there, I bet. Nut sits. The nut sits. The nut sits. The nut sits. Oh, where did I set those tweezers down? There we go. Alright, get tweezed, idiot. Boo! Boo! Oh no, my nuts. There we go. Okay. Got the tip on there, the proper tip. Oops, got my wrist. Oh, and we're like way out of frame. Oh, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. Oh, it's a disaster. Okay. Awkward. Go ahead and... Whoa, that was so close. I almost dropped that nut inside the box. This is a cool design, you know? I gotta say this. I'm... Oh, shit. Oh no, I shouldn't have said anything. Oh no, oh no. Oh no. Boy, I was just about to say that overall I'm pretty satisfied with the design of this kit, and then it blew up in my face. Okay, there we go. Alright. Now I'm scared to say anything. No, I kid. So, this has certainly taken a lot longer than I anticipated, but we are here at the end. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? Boy, howdy. Not really, huh? Sorry, I kind of messed things up now because my knees are hurting so bad I had to sit in a chair, and my filming setup isn't exactly conducive to sitting in a chair. Anyways, yeah, so there's this cool little cutout that holds the nut. I mean, you know, it's an idea as old as time, but it's a very neat implementation of it, I gotta say. It's just, it's a little risky, you know, because these nuts, these are like M1, it probably says in the instructions, M2, M1, M2, yeah, these are M2 nuts, which are incredibly tiny, so it's a little bit worrisome that if you don't catch it, like right now, this is the last out of 4, so if I make a mistake in this nut, yeah, see? So good thing they sent me extras. So if I make a mistake and this nut falls, oh, and it's got to be like right at the edge of the tweezers too, that part sucks. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. There we go. Nope, I spoke too soon. There we go. So now if I make a mistake and I don't catch this nut just right with the bolt like that, then it's gonna fall into the case. And I've already got the other 3 on there, so I'm gonna have to completely disassemble it to get the nut out. That's a little rough, but I can understand that it would have dramatically increased the cost of producing this thing, so that's why they didn't put little catches on the inside to prevent that from happening. Let's see. I believe we're there. And now I can say that I'm satisfied overall with this kit. They gave me extra parts. This kit required... Oh, wait, actually, I needed my own... That's right. I totally forgot about the battery pack affair. Anyways, go ahead and pop this in. So this is where they tell you, remember in the beginning, if you're watching this after the fact, I was wondering where this little double-sided adhesive strip went. Well, they're saying it was supposed to go around this tube. Well, I still have it, so. It's supposed to go around this tube Excuse me. And then brought inside the coil like that, and somehow, let me read exactly what it says. Stick double-sided adhesive tape onto the plastic pipe and keep away about 1 centimeter from one end. Then insert it into coil. So when they say keep away, they're talking about keep this away about 1 centimeter. That's like that, maybe even less. And then pull it in. And I don't know. Does it just? Let's find out, huh? We've come this far. How can I ignore this? So keep away at least 1 centimeter. Did they seriously say that? 1 centimeter. Oh my, oh God. So then it's like, well, what do I do now? Do I cut it right here so it's only one layer, or do I continue to wrap it like this? Now I can't take the adhesive covering off of the other side. Because, oh wait, yeah, no, see, now I've screwed it all up. All right, it basically has to be one layer now. I don't have a choice. Oh, okay. Now, boy, you guys remember when I said this should only take me an hour? Yeah, see, that actually, that's a good idea. Now I'm rotating it. Yeah, this really didn't stick that well. Terrible, Muriel. Terrible. Anywho's. Alright, so we are. Oh yeah, no, you know what? This is taking me so long. Usually I like to go into the theory of operation and take some measurements and all that fun stuff, but I'm so far past when I thought I was gonna finish this. We gotta move, guys. We gotta move. Alright, so let me just take a moment to get the stage set right here. Okay, maybe we'll fire off some of the extra hardware. Hopefully I didn't just dox myself with no, I kid. I don't keep sensitive paperwork in my lab. All right. Whoa, wrong way. Let's see. Yeah, why not shoot it up? Why don't we shoot at a nice piece of glass? We'll start the charge now. So, that's how these indicators work. The 3 LED long leg to positive pad, as you may or may not remember. This, are we not focused right now? Are we really doing this right now? Guys, come on. All right. So, if you remember, the blue is 50%, green just means it's on and charging. Blue, 50% charge in the Changshin. Red is 100% charge of the Changshin. So, it's been at 50% for something like 30 seconds, which is a painfully long time after an hour and 40 minutes of assembly. So, I don't know if I want to keep waiting. Maybe I can bring my power pack over here and... Oh, that's something. I'm going to need like a stop in the barrel so I can... No, we're not going that far with this thing. Although I do... Oh yeah, I totally forgot to bring this up in the whole video. So I was talking about my different projects I have going on, and how with the kayak video, that's just like the first iteration with these really weak pumps, and then I want to make another iteration where I improve on the design. And the same thing with the Acorn Ink video that I'm making now. You know, I had already made one of those a year ago, so this is supposed to be the next step up. Same thing with the wood splitter video. You know, I made one of those a year ago, and I want to make a better one this year. And so that's also same line of thinking with this. So I'm doing this live stream, assembling this electromagnetic processor, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a full-length video where I design and make my own electromagnetic processor that is better. Let's just say that is better than this one. So, you know, honestly, I thought that would have been long enough to charge this bad boy up. And really, I'm having a hard time believing that it's not charged up right now. Sadly, I trimmed the legs of the LEDs, so we don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember how it was worded. Long leg of LED. Don't I have the instructions still? What did I just do with this thing? Yeah, whatever. Long leg of LED pad goes to positive pin. Pad, LED pin, pad, pin. Woo! Neat. Wasn't that neat? It charges quick. It goes to 50% so fast that there's no way it didn't charge up to 100% in that time. No way, guy, no way. Let's see. Why don't I take a little piece of paper? Of course, I don't have any paper handy. Hard to believe, I know. Hard to believe I would be so woefully unprepared. But here we are. Alright. And for some reason, it's still only at 50%. Who'd have thunk it? Oh, and it's loaded, so let's go ahead and fire it off. That's something. It's got something. It's got a little oomph behind it. A little bit of... I don't know. It's got something. So let's try firing off a screw. We'll do from like basically point blank. Again, it's only charged to 50% because I don't know. I don't know if it's just the LED. I'm not sure how this circuit... I'm not going to get into it. We could look at the schematic and see how the red LED is hooked up. You know, I'm assuming that there's just a higher resistance value to this one than there is to the blue one. And, you know, that's why one comes on at 50 and another comes on around 100%. And we could figure that out if I was going to look at the schematic and we talked about the theory of operation and all that stuff. But like I said, this took too long. It's almost been 2 hours. I thought it was only going to take me 1. I got to cook dinner and get ready for work tomorrow. That was disappointing. All right. Go ahead and fire off another round just for the heck of it. You know, it's something. It's something. It's a starting point, guys. It's a starting point, all right? All right, kid? Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Yeah, what are we doing, guys? Come on. Guys, it's me, all right? There we go. Womp womp. It's fun, you know, come on, guys. Come on, guys, please, it's me. Come on. It's pretty fun for a desk toy, you know. You know, it gives it the business, but yeah, it's an electromagnetic processor. See what happens. Charge it up to 50 and see what happens when we pull a pin through it backwards. Good enough. Oh, we are so out of focus. Oh, man. All right, it's firing backwards. Yep, does the business. All right, guys. Well, as I previously mentioned, I gots to go. Gotta go. All right, guys. We'll be... Guys, come on. It's me, all right? We'll catch you next time.